Now, and with what Americans want to hear from the candidates, former Trump White House Legislative Director Marc Short. He's also a CNBC contributor, and former Democratic Congressman Joe Crowley. Gentlemen, great to have you with us. Marc, I'll start off with you. You make the point that voters actually like Trump's policies, but he may be his own worst enemy. I mean, he's got to be thoughtful. He's got to stick to the message.
Right. I think the reality is that the policies of those 4 years are generally favorable. It's unfortunately the personality that I think can get in the way. And I think the question is, how does he perform tonight? I think with Joe Biden, you have an incredibly unpopular president whose policies are unpopular, too. And I think if Donald Trump prosecutes the record of, frankly, cumulative, even though the inflation rate is declining, cumulative 20% plus, the highest since the Jimmy Carter administration, he can prosecute that case well. I think he can prosecute the case that the inflation crisis, but also the immigration crisis, we now have, I saw a stat the other day that there's been more known illegal crossings than the population in more than 40 states, the United States. And ultimately, Joe Biden has promised a massive tax increase on millions of Americans if he gets reelected. And so I think if Donald Trump focuses on those issues, those are certainly in the sweet spot for most voters.
Immigration and inflation. I mean, you could even make the case that the Inflation Reduction Act will increase inflation in the long run because of nearshoring. So, Joe, how does President Biden overcome that? Because when the question is asked, are you better off than you were 4 years ago, many Americans will say, I don't feel better off at all. And you can point to the results from a McDonald's or from a Target that indicate that consumers are under pressure.
Yeah, it created more jobs than any president in the history of the United States, increased wages amongst working men and women across the board. We're moving in the right direction. But I think what's really interesting, though, is that Republicans consistently have said how incapable the president is, how he's too old, all these other things. And yet at the same time, they're saying he's a great debater. We have to go in here tonight expectations that Joe Biden is one of the greatest debaters ever. It's really, really interesting to watch people kind of just flummox themselves when talking about Joe Biden. Joe Biden's going to be strong. Let's remember this. We have never had a president convicted of felonies in a presidential election ever in a debate. It'll be interesting to see just what really transpires and how those issues start to come out as well.
Joe, real wages are still down from when weekly wages are still down from when Joe Biden took office. You know that, right?
What we do know, Joe, is that there's more jobs created and continue.
And we just talked about that.
Would you rather,
when you go to the bottom of a pandemic,
Joe,
when you bring back jobs from a pandemic, you can't credit those as creating new jobs. But just acknowledge that real wages are still down since Biden took office, which means
I love watching you tripping over yourself just a moment ago in terms of defending then Trump and his spending and blowing out the federal deficit. You can't have it both ways, quite frankly.
Those numbers, I think these American people. Those are 10-year numbers, and you're now. Why
you never
back
let me
to that?
finish. I love you.
If you just acknowledge that people's paychecks don't go as far as they used to when Biden took office. That's all I'm asking you to do.
We are moving in the right Joe, we're moving in the right direction. You never let me finish. I love you, but you never let me finish. We're moving in the right direction. You too much like that's the problem.
Someday we might get back to what we were making 4 years ago.
I think that the point is, though, Joe, that the numbers show that wage growth has not kept up with the pace of inflation. And so Americans, you can present any other, supportive facts that you want about the economy, but that's what Americans feel.
And if those jobs weren't there,
they don't feel good about where they are. So I think the question is, how does President Biden address that? I'm not trying to, we're not trying to take sides or anything, but that is going to be one major issue, because we see that time and time again with all sorts of polls and surveys. Many Americans do not feel better off because their paycheck doesn't go as far.
We are moving in the right direction. I think that's what the president's going to be talking about tonight. We also know that he has passed the biggest jobs bill in terms of the infrastructure package. Things yet to come that the next president, and I hope it'll be Joe Biden, will take credit for.
All right. We've run out of time, but that was a great debate in and of itself, guys. Thank you.
Sorry, Mark. Would have loved to talk to you more.
Joe Crowley.